Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett, and in this video, we are talking about some dated design trends that are back, and they're back with a vengeance, honey, and I'm so happy about it. Now, the first trend that is back that I'm seeing all over the place that maybe people don't realize is back, but clearly I have the vision and I can tell, I can see what's out there, is track lighting. Track lighting is back, and you know, it was out for a while. I'm not gonna lie, like it was a little bit like, ooh, you know, for a moment there, but people are liking track lighting again because it has that kind of industrial feel to it. And I think it works out better because, you know, when you think of track lighting, it's kind of giving like, oh, 1970s popcorn ceiling with the yellowed lights, like disgusting and gross. We don't like that. But the good thing about track lighting is that it can be angled and pointed at a certain place, so you get really great directed lighting, and that's really cool in a space. And you know, depending on the type of lighting you're using, I personally like a warmer tone, like a 2700. I want it real warm and welcoming, inviting, and moody in a space. But if you use a warmer tone lighting, you get this really glowy atmospheric feel. And if you use a really bright white, you get a lot of really good like usage type lighting, and I think that's cool. One of the big things that's happening right now in design is people are loving like matte black and matte white, and this track lighting is all about that, and I'm seeing so much of it, and I actually think it's really cool. I actually really like it, and I'm not a track light lover because I've just seen so much of it that looks so terrible and dated and gross that it's kind of like you see it and you have an immediate visceral reaction, like you're, ugh, you know, but I think it can look really cool when done right and done well. And I also think it's cool that it can be done in a way that blends it into the ceiling. So, you know, if you have white ceilings, you get it in white and it kind of fades into the background and disappears, as long as the whites are similar tones. You don't want to find either one of those tones is like looking yellow or gross, because then it looks gross and it will look old and dated. So be on the lookout for something that is that really bright, fresh feeling. Track lighting is great because it can be directed. And I'm not only just seeing track lighting where it's on a track and it has the spotlights, we're also having a lot of people take the spotlights out individually and kind of use those as well. Once again, that's super cool and a great way to light a specific area, to have lighting that is directed away from like being pointed directly down. You know, I hate that, having exposed lighting where you can see it. If I'm sitting underneath it, first of all, everybody else is not going to look good under that lighting. I look amazing always, let's be clear about that, but it can actually give you a headache when you're looking at bulbs and like that you have that really harsh light. So track lighting is cool. I think it's good. It's a trend that's back. It's a trend that kind of never went away, but it did because we didn't like it. You know, it's one of those things that it's always been there, but it's not always been in, but now it is in, and I think that's cool. But you all know what I'm gonna say at this point. No matter what type of lighting you have in your home, if you need to get that situation straightened out, or you have any other design or decorating needs, I am at your service. You can always book a private one-on-one consultation with me using the link in the description box down below, or going to intro.co/GarrettLeChic. Another massive trend that is back and we are seeing people are loving is warm white tones. But it's not just warm white. Like, that's always been a thing. This room is painted warm white. Okay, love it. We're seeing warm white with wood tones, specifically warm or mid-tone wood tones. And the last time that was really in was the 70s. And I'm neither here nor there. I've seen some spaces where it looks fantastic and beautiful. And you know, you kind of have those ones where it's a little bit gross and dated and it's giving like 70s, 80s vibes. I would say it depends on the quality of materials you're using alongside that warm white paint tone. Let me set the mood for you. I'm talking about, you know, we have the like golden or yellow oak trim with a warm white wall color and then carpet. You know, that's the bad kind of version of this. It's giving 70s, it's giving a little dated and, you know, but the good version, or what we're seeing today, is like warm white walls and trim and ceiling with beautiful wood floors. That's the great version of this, and that's what is trending right now. So we're taking that same color scheme and we're applying it a little bit differently, and it's giving a very soft, warm, neutral feeling space that layers beautifully into the background and allows you to do some cool things. And I think that's fun. We all like that kind of 70s vibe sometimes, unless you were in the 70s because you probably don't want to go back in time, but that's beside the point. But I do like a warm white tone. I do think it feels very welcoming, very inviting, and it does give a home a very cozy type of feel. And I think that's good. It just depends on how it's applied, whether or not it looks good. One thing I'll say is, unless you're trying to draw attention to like your ceiling or your trim, paint it all the same color. In my house, I wanted to draw attention to that, specifically in this room, because my ceilings are a bright, fresh white Greek villa by Sherwin-Williams, and so is the trim at the baseboard level. But my walls are actually called Asiago, which I believe is a Valspar color. I'm going to link all of this information in the description box down below. And so there's a strong difference in the paint colors there. And there's a real contrast when you look at it all together. But when you're looking at this in the frame, everything looks like it's all the same color because the sofa, the drapes, the walls, they're all this really gorgeous, warm, creamy white color. That's a good way to play with it as well. But if you don't want those things to stand out, paint them all the same color. I think that's great as well. But let me tell you, the girls are loving a warm white paint tone for the walls. I think it's good. I'm not mad at it. I don't love it. I think it's neither here nor there. I think you can have a lot more fun than just doing white walls. But, you know, if you're renting and you kind of have that warm wood tone happening, you know, paint them that warm white and it will actually look really inviting and really warm. And plus a fresh coat of paint always just makes things look new. There is another trend that is back that has me triggered. And this is the rant portion of the video because the trend that is back that everybody is talking about is blue. So the color of the year from some paint company, I didn't even bother looking at this point because they're usually always wrong, but this time they're right. The paint color of the year is blue, or I guess the color of the year is blue. I love blue. I love it. It's my favorite thing ever, and you all know this. And the reason I am so triggered is because 3 years ago, when I was showing, oh, I'm decorating my house and doing this and that, the other thing, all of the people online, all of the haters and the trolls, you know who you are, go look at a mirror, honey, if you need to check, okay, were coming for me because I was doing everything in blue. Because blue is my color. It's my signature thing. Like everything in my life is blue. And I love that for me. But all of you trolls that were coming for me and being like, oh no, blue is dated. I know exactly whose channels you're watching, honey. Okay? And it explains a lot. But let me tell you what, blue is trending, and that's the tea, that's the truth. There is evidentiary support for this, and everybody that's already loved blue, all of the chinoiserie girlies on Instagram, know this because it's the vibe. It is everything. Blue is the color of life. Literally, I love it so much. It's all over my house. And blue is trending right now, but it was out for a little while. I was snatching all of it up, honey. I was getting everything in blue that I could because I love it. And that's why I'm always saying, always, 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 just don't follow the trends. Do what you want. It's nice to know what's out there, but also just do whatever you want in your house because it's your house. So I did whatever I wanted because I am a person that naturally has great style. I don't have to follow the trends for my home to look good, unlike some other people, the haters. And it really, I am very triggered by the haters because guess what? You were wrong and you're tacky now. And I love that for me. And I was gonna say I love it for you, but I don't love anything for you because you're a hater and you're a troll, and that's beside the point. But blue is back in, and I am so happy about it. I love it. If you like blue, it is for you. I think it's fantastic and wonderful and lovely. If you're not into blue, dip your toes into it a little bit. You know, maybe look for a little throw pillow, a cushion, or a throw blanket could be nice. Get a candle that has blue wax. Actually, don't do that because colored wax is toxic. Don't do that. But there are other things you could get. A book with a blue cover. And you can read, you can expand your knowledge, and you can get some of the trend at the same time. You don't have to paint your walls, you don't have to redo everything in your house to take advantage of this, and I think that's great. That also is wonderful if you have a neutral backdrop. Like here in the studio, right now you're seeing everything that's really white and bright and fresh and light, but that means I can layer anything I want in. I can bring in blue pillows, I can bring in a blue rug, although I don't need to because I already have it. I love that for me. Blue is a great color, and I always, always, always say, no matter what is trending, no matter what's in or out, you need to do what is right in your space, in your home, which is why if that was relevant advice for you, and if it's new and you're just hearing that for the first time, you obviously are not subscribed here, you should join us because I'm usually not this unhinged, but I'm just really feeling the vibes today. Join us, hit the subscribe button, become a part of the LeChic family, give this video a like, and let me know what your opinion of the new blue trend is in the comment section down below, because I want to hear from you. I want to hear from my subscribers. I want to hear from those of you who are not subscribed, but those of you who are not subscribed should be subscribed, but that's beside the point. Anyway, I digress. Hit the subscribe button, join us, give this video a like, and become a part of the LeChic family. We're talking about another trend. We're moving on because I'm having too much fun with blue because I just love it. The trend that we're moving on to that is back, that everyone is loving, that's all over the place, is the daybed. I adore a daybed. I love it. And I'm not talking about like, oh, we're getting a twin size bed and we're putting it in the office because we can sit on it and relax. No, 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 no. We're talking about a daybed that is designed to be a daybed. It's kind of like a bench. It has a little, you know, kind of arms on it, but no back, no front. Love these. Love, 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 love them. They're popping up on all of the furniture sites everywhere we love. CB2, Lulu in Georgia. You can find antique and vintage ones all over the place on Facebook Marketplace, on Cherish. Love it. I love, love, love a daybed. I think they're fantastic because they're such a versatile piece of furniture. It's a sofa or a bench. It's a chair when you need it to be, but then it's a bed when you need it to be. That means you don't have to have, you know, multiple guest rooms in your home. You don't have to have a single guest room in your home. I don't have a guest room in my house because I'm busy doing other things and living my life and my fantasy. And if you're a guest, you can stay at a hotel because the LeChic Inn is officially closed. I don't know what that was all about, but I think a daybed is great because, you know, you get that versatility, and I love a multi-function piece of furniture. So daybeds are great. They're back in. I was talking about it a couple of months ago and then they started trending again. I mean, I'm not going to say that I was the one that like reinvented the daybed, but I reinvented the daybed. Clearly, I am very passionate about this and I love them because I think they're such great pieces of furniture. If you have one, cherish it. Embrace it because I love that for you. If you don't have one, you're behind the 8 ball, baby. You better jump on it and get the daybed before all of the prices on them skyrocket, because you know the furniture flippers, they're watching these videos because they want to see what's in, what's trending, what's current, what's relevant, what's now, and what will always be. And the daybed is that thing. Jump on it. The daybeds are great. I love it. Get something that matches your style or decor, and don't just think you have to push it against a wall either. These are great pieces to float in the middle of a room. You can use them in place of chairs, let's say, like if you have a living room setup that's kind of that square situation and you have 2 chairs, you can replace them with a daybed. That's wonderful. And then you get the versatility of having a daybed. You can have a nap on it in the middle of the living room and you don't have to sleep on the sofa. Fabulous. We're moving on from the chat about the daybeds, and we're going to talk about something else that is trending that I love. I'm obsessed with. Literally, I'm shopping. I have some on my eBay watch list. I have some saved on Facebook Marketplace and Etsy. Love them. And that's a screen. A screen, a room divider type screen. I think these are great. Also, I just love a hand-painted screen hung on the wall as artwork. So fabulous, so next level. I love a screen because it's a good filler piece, and I'm seeing people really embrace them. There are very modern and contemporary ones. You can find classic and traditional style ones. I love something that has that Asian feel to it, you know, that kind of chinoiserie hand-painted design on it. I adore them. I think a screen is fantastic in a number of places and ways. I like it when we hang them on a wall because they have a very different proportion than classic pieces of artwork do. Artwork, we like to see squares and rectangles, but they're usually not that large, while a screen can be massive. You know, if you get like a 4 or 6 panel like hand-painted screen, maybe it has like tree branches or cranes on it or something, they're very linear and very long, and that's a great dimension or proportion to put above a sofa on a wall, and I think it's fantastic. And the other great thing about a screen, if you do like a floor standing screen, you can put lighting behind it and then have that be kind of hidden there, and you're lighting a corner of a room or something in a really interesting way. You can use them to divide a space, yes, but you know, if you have one really big, large space, you'd have to find something that's really tall to match that proportion. You'd have to find something that, you know, is either really small or really large, depending on the size of the room. So I don't think about it in that sense, but you can really use them in a great way to block or redirect traffic. You can hide some stuff in a corner. You can fill up an empty corner of your space with a screen, put some floor lighting behind it, and there you go. perfect, amazing. I love these. It's such a great little detail, a design feature to have that's not basic, it's not boring, but it's simple and easy. You can find a ton of them. Like I said, there are some great modern ones available. I think there are actually some on my Amazon storefront that I really love. You can find some on Etsy. You can find vintage, antique ones all over Facebook Marketplace too. You can find some really great ones at affordable prices, but also you can support someone that is doing this, that is at like an art fair that has these. Love it so much. Love a screen, whether it's hand painted, whether it's louvered, whether it's bamboo or whatever. I think so amazing. Be on the lookout for them. I adore them. They're classic, they're timeless, they're beautiful and elegant, which are all the things that I am and you should strive to be as well. Another trend that is back, and I'm very happy about, okay, I'm loving right now, is actually the solid rug. Solid rugs are back. Solid rugs are in and everything. And I'm not gonna just say like everything else is out, you need to have this, because I don't believe in that. I think what was really trending for the last couple of years were like a Turkish rug, like a vintage Turkish rug, like that kind of look and feel, I think is really beautiful. And I have quite a few of them in my home that I absolutely love. And then we kind of moved into this place where it's like this minimal kind of geometric pattern. It was be like, you know, checkerboard or, you know, some little lines in a row or something. I don't know. I didn't care for that too much because I thought it was kind of boring without really adding enough to the space, but it's still adding something if you need it. I think it's good if you like that. I don't mean to call your stuff boring, but maybe it is. That's beside the point. But the solid rug is in, and I think it's good because when you have a solid rug, you can then focus on everything else. You can have louder pieces that are doing more of the heavy lifting, and that rug can kind of blend into the background and serve as a gorgeous layer. Plus, when you do a solid rug, you see more of the sheen on the rug. And that's what I love about like the silk rug I have in my living room. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful. Yes, people like to try and drag me because it's a light color, and I ask people not to walk on it with their shoes because why would I? But that's not the point. You know, it's gorgeous and you see that gorgeous sheen it has with the silk. But you can find this in a wool rug as well. But those solid colors, you see the sheen of the rug and that looks beautiful. It looks luxurious and expensive. They also always look fluffier and like they're more dense because you're actually seeing the density as opposed to just the pattern. I think a solid rug is great. They are definitely back and trending. We're seeing a lot of them pop up. You know, they're kind of far and few between though, so it's a little bit harder to find one in your specific color. And I would recommend jumping on like an Etsy or your favorite rug website, and maybe you even message some of those sellers and say like, hey, can you do something custom for me? Can you send me some samples of this? And you can find something that is a really perfect color for your space, because, you know, some people will be like, oh, here's, you know, green, or here's blue, or here's black, or pink, or whatever. And that might not be the one color that works for you. So they're difficult to find, but they are out there. They're gaining in popularity and trendiness, which I think is good. I may or may not be watching a few of them thinking maybe I'll switch some out, might be looking for a new rug for my dining room, not the point. But I love a solid color rug, and I think you should too. Now that we talked about all of these really cool trends that are back that we're kind of liking, they're kind of giving us a vibe, let's talk about how to stop trends from making your house a mess. And I know that you know someone that could also benefit from this video right here. Maybe you should share this with them, because friends help friends. And I will see you over there.